Awesome. So welcome to our February virtual leaders lounge. I know that we didn't have January's because it was chaotic. There was a lot of traveling, and then we had our in-person retreat for World Tour. So that was wonderful. But I'm so glad that we could connect today. So I want to start off with seeing how everybody is doing. And if you are unable to talk right now, please feel free to use the chat because we'd love to hear from you. So how's everybody feeling? Just kind of gauging where you are with your business, where you are with your team, how things are going for you. Brandy in the chat says slow month, but still working on it. iPhone, whose iPhone? Says everyone is feeling like things are slow, trying to pick my team up, get them going again. iPhone, let me know who you are. Whitney, perfect. Everyone is Whitney. Awesome. How's everybody else feeling?
Ariel, I'll just concur with what everybody else has said. It's just slow and just trying to pick up the team. One of my consultants had, I think you say it's Mercer, but it got cleared up, but she's also had foot surgery. It will be a week went this past Wednesday.
Okay.
So it's just been kind of slow, but you meet them where they're at and you inspire them. And just making sure they have the tools. I have a tag to reach out to her on Wednesday to tag to see how she's at with her business supplies, because her head just wasn't in it with the medication she was on, and I didn't blame her for not ordering.
Totally get that. Amanda, how are you feeling?
It's going. It's slow. Trying to pack and getting ready to leave for Minnesota in the morning. My dad's having triple open heart bypass surgery on Tuesday, so
okay.
Yeah.
So you get to go be there with him.
Yes.
For him.
Yes.
Okay.
My dad, me, the kids, my husband, my brother, his wife, and my nephew will be there along with my stepmom.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you get to be there.
Yes. So actually, he just texted me now. They just made it to Rochester to the Mayo Clinic. So perfect.
Wonderful. Oh, good news. Okay. Well, we will send up prayers, good vibes, all the things for your dad and the surgical team.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's been rough. He had 2 heart attacks Christmas Eve. So, and it's just, right back to back and everything. So it's been crazy with that. And then of course world tour stuff, I went to that, so was able to get away, and my 40th birthday. So it's been a crazy January.
Yes. Yes. And remind me which location you went to.
Detroit.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So Deb was there. I can't think of the other lady that speaks with Deb. I can't think of her. Yes, Janae was there, and then Dan was there for about 35 minutes, and then he had to leave because he went to St. Louis.
Cool. Well, that's exciting that you guys got to see him.
Yes.
So yeah, we had Deb and Janae at our world tour as well. They're wonderful. We really enjoyed them. Cool. Well, I totally get the feeling slow, and this is, I don't know that any of you besides Jen were around, maybe Brandy was, when we used to have catalog transitions in February with new catalog launch in March. But this used to be the normal, right? And I'm glad they switched back to it, because right after the holidays, going into a transition month was chaos, right? So I love that we have the opportunity to really close out January after the holidays, however we need to, and then use February as our transition month. And I think a good idea, maybe we can share this with our teams too. I saw another leader post this, that they're encouraging their team to focus on one product a week. And I know we've only got 2 weeks left. So maybe you could take like 2 or 3 days and just focus on one product, right? Like focus just on the laundry, the washer whips, all of the amazing ones that are leaving, like Amazon Rain. I am so mad. Don't even talk to me about it. It's fine. No, I'm mad about it. You can talk to me about it. Amazon Rain going away in my whiffs. What? Anyway, so just focusing on like one product for a couple of days, really getting into the education, the value of the product, how it can solve somebody's problem, and the options, and that it's on sale, and then shifting to the other one. That might be a good way to help your teams, give them a focus. Yeah. Whitney said, love that schedule for posts someone posted. Schedule for posts. Like what kind of posts? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Unless it was the one I sent in the email, like you do the theme days, but that's a little different. We talked about on our weekly connection last week.
Sorry, I'm trying to do everything all at once. So the one, it was like it had dates, like every day you post about a product, or it was like a whole schedule that was broken down. I thought that was really helpful. I've been trying to do that myself, and I sent it to my team, and I've seen them do it a little bit, but nobody's really being that consistent. But it's still kind of the same ideas, like highlighting products or, specials, things like that.
Yeah, I really dig that. Did I share that? You guys, it's been a long February and it's so short, you know? I feel like once you started talking about it, I might have seen it somewhere. And maybe I shared it, or maybe I just saw it. Did anybody else see it?
I thought you posted it. I can share it with you guys. I have it on my phone. I was trying to send it in the chat, but it was not really letting me. So,
Oh, bummer.
but
yeah, feel free to share it in the tribe or in the event. You choose. But I like the idea of that, the focus. And I think making sure that people know that some of their products are going to be gone after this month, just really drilling that in. This is our semi-annual sale, right? You can bill it as such. It's a semi-annual sale. So 10% or more off almost everything. Is there something that we can do to help hype it up in the tribe? Do you think that would be beneficial?
I don't know. What do you mean?
You guys have said that you feel as though your teams are doing slow right now, right?
Yeah.
It feels like things are dragging. So what's something that we could do to energize it?
Honestly, I've thought about this a lot, and I like to reach out to my team individually and talk to them, and I talk to them often, and I give them all like really great tools individually and stuff, and like I feel like they have to want it too, right? Like it's kind of hard to I'm not saying I'm sure any post you would do would be helpful, especially for those who are really trying, but like there's also those who need to be self-motivated, and I don't know if there's anything we can necessarily do other than, talk to them and try to give them the tools that they need. But like, I don't know, like I have a couple people, like I have one girl and she's like always asking me like, oh my gosh, my business is slow, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, okay, let's do this, like let's do this and this, and I give her all the information and then she doesn't do anything. So I mean, that's kind of like how I feel in a way with some of it, is like you could give, I mean, I don't think you should stop, definitely keep doing what you're doing, but it's hard to motivate people if they don't have it within themselves.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, that kind of hits the nail on the head for in the email. That first thing I shared was a direct quote from Superstar director Jennifer. Essentially, motivation is bullshit, right? That's not going to build a business. So if you guys don't remember the quote, let me read it real quick. She said, you create your own motivation by taking action and seeing results. Build habits by taking consistent action, and the results you see will produce motivation to take more action. Motivation never comes first, action does. And, Brandy in the comments said a lot of her team joined during hypergrowth. And so this is a slow season and it seems scary to them. So Brandy's been trying to post about pushing outside of your comfort zone, getting creative with making sales and asking people to host. Speaking of, we are having a booking blitz tomorrow. Whitney coordinated it. She created the event in the tribe. We are having a booking blitz tomorrow at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So 8 p.m. Eastern. You guys, there's a time zone website that is like super handy. And I think we should pin that to the Nomad tribe. You know, the time zone, whatever.
That would be
Anyway,
great because that throws me off all the time.
I know. Right now, Arizona, we are in mountain time. So it is at 6 p.m. Arizona time tomorrow. So we're doing a booking blitz. So maybe we hype that up. Maybe over the next 24 hours, less than, maybe over the next 22 hours, we hype people up, say, hey, we're doing a group booking blitz. It'll be the same weekly connection link, and we'll all just hop on. We'll talk about it, maybe talk about some verbiage like we did last time. And then we'll set like a 15-minute timer and say, okay, have your list ready. You're going to text these people in this 15 minutes. We're all going to do it together. And then we'll talk about it. And ideally in that time, you know, we'll have like at World Tour, people will say, I got one, I got one, I got one. And it's going to be awesome. But maybe we hype that up in the next 22 hours. Maybe that'll create some excitement because there's still plenty of time to do a last chance first glance. So to boost February sales and then book, what's it called when you book your calendar at the beginning?
Front loading your calendar.
When you front load for March. Thanks, guys. You guys have my back. You know that words are not my forte, but do you think that would be beneficial? Really getting that excitement and encouragement? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've reached out to everybody individually and trying to get them excited about the new catalog and like going back to the basics and just trying to get them like I don't know, motivated, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because they all feel like it's slow, but then they're not really like doing anything to like change that. But maybe this will help, you know?
Got it. Yep. I love that. Reacquainted with the catalog is maybe a good way to think about it because we've had, and you know, Sensi, we're shifting how the LTOs are done. And we already have the calendar for March. We got that at World Tour. I think I might have saved a copy somebody shared. But we know what's coming in March. So we can also utilize that. Oh, I forgot they're doing the Bring Back My Washer Whiffs voting. Yes, you guys vote for Shimmer. It is so good. March 6th through 10th. Anyway, we know what's coming. We know we already have the scent of the month, the warmer of the month. It's adorable. It's wonderful. So let's really push that booking blitz for tomorrow. I feel like that could be really beneficial. And then we can teach people about a last chance first glance. Because again, the last year and a half, we haven't really needed to utilize that with our catalog transitions because it's been so crazy and, you know, our stuff, it sells itself in general, but we haven't needed to promote it as much as we are having to go back to the basis of this, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's where a lot of the consultants are like feeling stuck when they joined. Things were crazy and like they didn't even have to try, and their friends were just like, hey, like, what's your link? I want to order or whatever. And now that their friends aren't like, you know, showing that kind of interest, maybe it's like slowed down. They're like thinking, oh no, this is all really, they just need to like do follow-ups, reach out, book some parties. Yeah, like do the normal things. Like I think they forget like just the basics, you know?
Right. And like actually putting in effort and being consistent with that action that creates the results we want, which perpetuates our motivation to take the action. Right. So I think it does all come back to that one step of taking action. Edie, your hand is raised. Oh, you're muted though. Nope. Can't hear you. There you
Yes, I know. I do this all the time. I'm lowering my hand. Sorry, I can't. It doesn't let you do two things at once. I was just going to say also, maybe in conjunction with the booking blitz is that for those, because I know I had downline that did not register for World Tour, but maybe giving them some fun things coming up and sharing that calendar tomorrow to see if they want to hop on and learn more. I don't know. I don't know. I've got to see if I can find that picture somewhere.
Well, I'll
I
definitely
thought
share.
too.
So if we kind of use that as like a little carrot, right? Well, we get a
Mhm.
little teaser to join us tomorrow. Then I can screen share and everybody can screenshot, tomorrow night. We can use that as a teaser to get people there.
You could
Cool.
also do a new catalog bingo like we used to do.
I don't remember
So
that.
you kind of have like a bingo party and you go live like on your VIP group and you have everybody you go, what is there, like I don't even know how many pages are in the catalog, and everybody counts or draws a number from draws a number out, and then you flip to that page and you discuss about the products that are in the catalog. That could be something that could either be on the 1st or maybe even on the 28th towards the end of the night when we know our sales are done for the night.
That could be a fun thing, like promote that for our teams to be able to do for their booking blitz, like a bingo night, like a sneak peek reveal.
Mhm.
I dig that. Bring that idea tomorrow night. Are you coming tomorrow night? Oh wait, no, you're gonna be traveling. You're traveling tomorrow. Never mind. Nope. Somebody else will remember this. Together, collectively, we will
Yeah.
remember this.
Yeah, I'll probably be at dinner, so it just
Yep.
depends.
Yep. We will not make you feel like you have to come. So I like that. Okay, another follow-on question. Does anybody have people who are on the fence about joining us, starting their own business? And would you find it lucrative to do one of those taco or bingo, or I'm sorry, taco or bacon nights? So they're both acronyms. They're interchangeable. Taco is talk about the consultant opportunity night, and bacon is become a consultant opportunity night. So I know, which do you like better, bacon or tacos? So it's all just based off what we want to theme. So we could do something like that, like, oh, let me look at the calendar real quick. Like next Monday, kind of like a last chance to get the really awesome transition kit and bonus whatever. We could do it like next Monday night. And anybody who has people who might be interested in joining from the whole tribe, you could invite them. We could have people just kind of talk about what it is, what it means, stories. Do you think that would be of interest? Maybe I'll put a poll on the tribe to see if people would show up, right? Because what's the point of putting all of this energy into something if we know no one's going to be there?
What if we schedule that? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Maybe we schedule that out a little bit more so people, like we do the booking blitz, people get some parties for March, and then maybe in April we do that, because then they'll have hostess at that point where maybe they'll have like potential new consultants or people interested after they've done some parties.
The reason I was
with them.
thinking February is because we do have that supersized starter kit, and when they
Yeah.
start and hit their shooting star, or no, they hit sensational. What's the bonus where they get their registration?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't
It's
know.
level 3. Yeah, okay. So when they join in February and hit level 3 of sensational start, they get registration paid for SFR. So that was my mindset or
Gotcha.
my thought process with choosing just a week away. Because
Yeah.
then if somebody did decide to join during the taco bacon night, they could still do a last chance first glance. So we could have, that kind of be interchangeable, not interchangeable, but like ready to go to launch their business going into the new catalog too. Like they'd have a day to promote the current. Anyway, that was my thought process. But I like your idea too of pushing it out a little bit, building that interest.
And if we push it out, save it for what is it? January, February, March, April 5th, and do it on a taco, which is or April 5th or April 4th. Do it Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, that's May 5th.
Yeah. And I think that's on a Friday too.
You said April.
Oh, April. Okay, May 5th. And then
I was like,
May,
well, April 5th is my mom's birthday. So, and I think she loves tacos. So we could totally do it.
but isn't also May 5th or the month of May, isn't that when we did, what was that we did a couple of years ago, the May, and it was like a huge thing. I can't remember. Was it like the recruiting or something in May? we've done before?
We've done so many things, and I love that you remember some of them. I'm
'Cause I
coming up on a
remember-
decade, dude.
I remember that it had like the banner of it was in the army and it had the dog tags on it and stuff.
Oh, that was active in April.
Active in April, so
Uh-huh.
why can't we could do something like that?
Or we could even do it in March with the new catalog. And who's to say we couldn't start incorporating it like every other month, right? Make it a consistent thing. And really make sure that, so I'm sorry, I paused because I was thinking in my head how I wanted to finish that sentence. I left you guys hanging. I feel like we probably don't talk about the opportunity enough, maybe even as our group. And so this could be a very intentional way to keep it at the forefront. What are your thoughts? Anybody? Or we could even do a quarterly taco night. Maybe every other month is a lot. Maybe quarterly. Quarterly taco night with the tribe.
That might be good. I mean,
Tacos with the tribe. Sorry.
yeah. At this moment, maybe we're not ready. I don't know, but like maybe like you said, next month or something.
Okay. I'm gonna
I
write
don't know. That's just the consensus. I don't know. Nobody's saying anything, so I just thought, well, maybe that's what they're trying to say. I don't know.
And do you guys prefer taco to bacon? It's a small detail, but like if I take a theme, I'm gonna run with it, and I need to know that I'm running in the right direction.
We live in Arizona, most of us.
Yep.
Most of us like tacos too, I think. Over bacon.
Quarterly tribe taco night. Okay. We'll figure something out. But okay, so maybe let's plan it, because also with March, with the new catalog, I think that would be a really beautiful opportunity to like lean into fresh spring, slate, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't make sense. I think of things in my head and I'm like, yeah, that sounds so great. And then I say it out loud and I'm like, anybody else? Great.
You sound amazing. I couldn't even say half the stuff you're saying. So you're doing great.
Thank you so much. Okay, what night of the week works best for you guys then? Do we want to put that as a poll in the group? See what works best for everybody? Because I'd like to keep it consistent. You know how I have the banner in the top of the group? Like if we know that every quarter we're going to do it on like a certain day of the week or a certain date.
Yeah, I say let's vote on it in the group.
Do a poll? Okay. Okay, awesome. Poll, but the first one will be in March then. I know spring breaks start, so that'll be a little bit chaotic, but we'll figure something out.
Or what I would say is maybe since we're doing tacos, everybody knows Taco Tuesday. What about maybe doing like the second Tuesday of every month? Or every quarter month?
Whenever we choose it.
Yeah.
I know in March I do get back from a trip that day. It's the spring break thing. So I don't have to run it, right? There's nothing that says I have to run it. So as long as we have a couple people who are willing to be on and talk about it and, do the thing, awesome. Or we could even set up an event within the group and just have a couple people go live. That's totally an option too. We can talk about that, the details. Another option, hear me out. Another option would be we tack it on to this leadership call. Just a quick 30-minute. It doesn't have to be anything massive, right? It doesn't need to be an hour. It can be just a quick like 15 to 30 minutes of here it is. What questions do you have? Awesome. So that's another option as well, because we're already designating this time. And then if we just ask our team to add on 15 or just, add 15 or 30 minutes to their evening on top of ours, that's just an option too. So think about that.
I like that idea because then maybe like a half hour prior to it starting, all of us leaders can jump on. We can quick brainstorm, kind of go over the agenda of what we're going to do, and then start taco thing 30 minutes or 20 minutes afterwards.
So it starts all, we already start this meeting at 5:30, which is kind of like dinner time-ish for Pacific. So if anything, I would say we could once a quarter shorten this meeting. Do like the first half hour, our normal group stuff, and then maybe the second half hour, the taco stuff. That could be an option too, because then we're not necessarily needing any more time than we've already committed. We've already written down our planners, right? What do you think? It's just another option. Got a couple options. I do like the idea of a Taco Tuesday though, so that's we'll put it out there. Because I know how valuable your time is and I really appreciate it. So I want to make sure that we utilize the time we have together, maximize the time, right? And so if combining it and just shortening this and adding the other is easiest, we can totally do that. Because you guys are the ones who are already the business builders, the team leaders. And so in my mind, like we're leading by example, we're showing up, we're already showing up, and maybe they want to lead teams as well. And then they know this is part of the normal once a quarter virtual leaders lounge. So anyway, we'll do a poll. Thank you so much for the input on that. Love that. What else are you guys seeing with your teams? I know you've talked about it being slow, motivation. What are you guys feeling in your personal businesses maybe? Are you having those same feelings of it being slow and the lack of motivation? Yeah. Food poisoning probably doesn't help you though. Edie?
I'm just gonna, I always put my 2 cents in. Again, it goes to the motivation, and I always want to say there's no such thing as willpower. You can't will it to happen either. So some of the things that you kind of have to, I've let some things go. I'm just working on following up with my customers and making sure that this month I've really made my VIP group engaging and fun. Last month, they all kind of were like bummed that we didn't have the new catalog's not coming in February, even though I had told them in January. No big deal, but it's okay. So this month I've just more likely made it fun, and I'm doing a late night post, which is just an ad, and came up with 28 questions, and they're questions around to help me say, oh, this reminds me of you when the new catalog comes out, to have better conversations. Does that make sense?
I like that. Yeah, that's smart.
Because, basically almost 2 years in, it's kind of nice to be able to look at a catalog and go, oh, good, they don't all disappear. Or be able, last year I couldn't answer a question at this time, especially with the first catalog. Well, are they coming back? All I could say is, oh, I hope so. I don't know. But
Yeah.
At least now it's the confidence of I'm seeing trends. I'm seeing that some customers really love the scent of the month. And so it's been more engaging. I feel more confident going into this new season opposed to the sales not being there, because I'm having those conversations that I've wanted to have for like a year and not feel like the class idiots. So, I mean, that's all I've really tried to do, because basically, even though it's 10% off, and I said, or through 30% on some stuff, said that at the beginning of the month, but I'd say about 10% have said, I'm ready for the new catalog. I'm sick of winter. And so then you sit there and get in your head, at least I did, well, what do I post? Because that's all you have from the is from the catalog. So I've concentrated like on the flowers. And I have a question, because on the product status list, it says that the Pink Sunshine Darling Dahlia flowers coming back tomorrow. That would be the 20th. But when you go into your personal website, you know, usually they say available at 11. I didn't see anything come up today when I was double checking, because I still have customers wanting to get their hands on it, but I don't want to message them and then have to undo the message when I'm not certain, because I'm not seeing it on the PWS. Confusing, I know. I'll stop talking.
Honestly, I didn't realize it was coming back again. I thought that I just assumed last time was the last time, so I didn't look at the product status list too close. Hold on one sec. And that could just be an error on their part that they didn't put coming back in stock.
I think I took a screenshot of it because I wanted to kind of have a proof. It's just that I'm used to it's coming at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and I can, you know, that's how I verify when I'm texting. But I don't know if it's an error, as you said, or not.
Because it also says the Berry Blessed and the Berry Blessed flowers are coming back too. So let me look.
Yeah, a whole bunch of fragrance flowers are coming back tomorrow, but I didn't check all the other ones. I've had some real good interest, and I just turned my computer off. I hate when I do that. I've had some really high interest in the Valentine's Day flower. They want the pink one, but every time they go out there, it's sold out.
Yeah, none of the other flowers say that they're coming back, even though they're on the product status list. It could also be that some were ordered and they're just, although it's not on the back order, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what, Edie, I love this question so much. Let's table it until tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Yeah, no big deal. I have a game plan, because I've had customers be disappointed twice, and sometimes you just have to be charitable.
Yep.
So I will see at 11 a.m.
Perfect. I can't wait to hear the update. Sorry, I'm not more help on that. You said something a minute ago. Oh, you started with your VIP group. You're making it more engaging and you're being more intentional. And you said that you have more confidence now. And I think that is really important, because so many people, like we've talked about, and this is probably going to be a conversation for at least another year, and it's okay. I think a lot of people, you know, they didn't have to work their business when they joined during the crazy 2 years. And so now they're seeing that they actually need to put work in if they want to see those results. And they didn't need to know about the products. They didn't need to know about the trends like Edie talked about. And so maybe this is just a time of figuring out that value that we can add and educating ourselves and our customers. And last week's call was really good for the weekly connection for the value added piece. And so if you guys haven't had a chance to watch that or share that with your teams yet, please do so. But I feel like that value added conversation can be utilized really well here, because it's going to help people understand how to intentionally work their business if they want to. And, you know, Whitney, you brought up a good point. We cannot drag them if they don't want it. They have to have an ownership of their business. And a lot of leaders have been talking about, this is a big topic of conversation when we were in Mexico. But it's a season of pruning. There's a lot of people who joined during, I hate calling it the hyper growth. I know it is, but I feel like we should come up with a different term. During the wild years, maybe the 2 wild years. And maybe they realize this is not for them any longer, and that's okay. And I think sometimes, as much as I hate to say this, and I don't ever want them to feel like we don't want them, but sometimes people need permission to be able to leave. Plain and simple. Maybe this is no longer for them. Can you still serve them as an amazing consultant? Absolutely. You want them to keep buying Scentsy. I cannot tell you how many people have joined my team, and for whatever reason over the years, they've just fallen off and they no longer talk to me. They don't communicate like at all. And they probably don't buy Scentsy anymore either. So rather than losing them from the Scentsy sphere, sometimes the pruning needs to happen with, okay, you don't want to be a consultant, you don't want to work your business. That is okay. You can voluntarily cancel and you can go back to being my awesome customer. I will take care of you. And that is okay. I think sometimes as leaders, we take the burden on of you need to be successful and you wanted to be successful. You don't need to be, right? You wanted to be successful. And I told you I was going to help you get there, and I'm not helping, you're not succeeding. And so I need to help make sure you get there. And we take on that burden. And that's a really heavy weight to bear. That is a really heavy, because whether you imagine like you're dragging them or it's just like they're piggybacking on your shoulders and you don't know how many more steps you can take because the weight is just too much, let it go. Do it in a kind way, right? Make sure they know that you are still there to help serve them in any way. And maybe they do choose to just be the hobbyist and buy, that one bulk order a year and then a little bit throughout the year. That's okay too. They have options, but they're not beholden to this as a business if it no longer suits them. Because I would much rather have an amazing customer than a consultant who hates and resents and wants nothing to do with this company and this business. Yeah. I had so many team members who just no longer buy. And even when they were a consultant, they stopped buying. Their PRV was 0.00000. And I know they used to buy a couple $100s from me a year. So what happened?
Well, I don't want to I think that's like the hard balance is like you want them to be successful and they might think they want to be successful, but also, do you like accept them at their face value, like of what they're willing and wanting to put into it for themselves? Because maybe they just don't really know, like they think they know what they want, but they don't realize that it actually requires a lot of work. And like they saw that I went on incentive and they're like, oh my gosh, how'd you do that? And I'm like, well, I did all of these things. And it's like, oh, I don't know. Like, and it's, like, I don't want to I want to support them, even if they do just bulk orders for themselves and their family members or whatever. Like they're still essential to my team. I mean, my entire team is working moms and their kids are in some crazy sports where they're traveling out of state on the weekends. And like, so I kind of sympathize with them because I too have a busy life. And like, as much as I want to put more into my business, sometimes that's where I lack because my life is crazy and I don't want to be stressed out or overwhelmed and I want to enjoy my life. So there are things I let go of and I know that I could do better. And so like I see that like I can have that understanding too, like, that this isn't their number one priority and that's fine and it shouldn't be. But also it's hard to convince people who work and have kids and then do all these sports and stuff to do parties on the weekend when they're like, I don't even have a weekend. They like screenshot me their calendar and like every weekend they're out of state. I'm like, yeah, I don't know when you're going to do a party. Like if it's like an in-person party or whatever, So I didn't say that to them, but I don't know. Trying to accept what everyone's capable of doing too.
Right. Gosh, and that's such a good point. It's their willingness, their season of life, and do they want to find a different way to party? Because there are other ways that don't involve in person. Actually, Brandy just put in the comments basket parties. There's the shop and scroll. If you use Canva, there's a couple of different templates out there that you can use. You just plop your links in there, and that can be just a setup party ready to go. And then they just know that when they go to their website, they have to click their host's party. Or you can make a custom one for each host. But there's other options if they're willing to put in a little bit more work up front to make it easier down the road. Or in this season of pruning, if they decide this is not the time for them, we also need to make sure they know it's free to come back at any time, right? Whenever their seasons change, and if they find space and time and desire for this again, they can always come back for free. And I think that's one of the hard things that people don't realize is, like, we all go through seasons. We get it. If this is not your full-time job, if this is not, like, this is my full-time job, right? This is what I do. I know that's not everybody. And letting them know that it's okay. And I struggle with communicating this too, because I think people see me working full-time and they don't want that, and that's okay. But am I doing a good job of letting them know that they don't have to? Right? So it's finding that weird balance of running your business how you want, but making sure others know that they can also run it how they want, but it is a business if they want it to be, and work is required if they want that.
Before we start the booking blitz tomorrow, maybe we can talk to the consultants about like options with parties. Like when we do the booking blitz, it doesn't mean that you have to like do a traditional party. Like I feel like a lot of the younger generation, they think those are like ew, you know, they're like they don't want to do that. They're like, it sounds corny and awkward and nobody would be into that. Like, how do you, like, I think like what Brandy said, the basket parties, like doing something where they're more comfortable knowing that they don't like when you book a party, you don't have to go to someone's house and like do the whole thing if you don't want to. Like the party can look however you want it to look. But we put like air quotes on party. Like, I don't think people realize like there are options to the whole party thing. It's not like what they're imagining.
Yes, I am making a note of that real quick. I think
And
that's
while
an
you're
awesome
making
idea.
while you're making a note of that, a suggestion would be Battle of the Hostesses.
That's a good one.
You create one Facebook group, invite all of your hosts to that group, and then your hosts invite all of their guests to that one specific group. And you don't have to do you don't have to do multiple posts in different groups. With this, you do one post, all of the hostess see it, with all their party guests see it, and then there's a specific link for each host as well. And I have one booked for March, and I have 12 hosts for this one.
I love that
Wow.
idea. And I think it's really important to find the right hosts for that kind of party. They need to be slightly competitive, maybe be really excited about a little bit of trash talk. And then you can host coach all in one setting too. I posted some docs in the last Booking Blitz event, and I'll make sure to post them in the one for tomorrow night too, about just keys for host coaching. I like that idea though.
Mommy, I don't want.
It is written.
Mommy, I don't want this right here.
Awesome. Okay, so the prompt for this week, and I'd like to get your feedback on this. I don't know if you guys read all the way down, but it is to ensure my business's success, instead of relying on feeling like working my business, I will. And I'd like you to fill in the blank if you can. If you're willing to share now, awesome. If you want to think on it, marinate in it. But to ensure my business's success, instead of relying on feeling like working my business, I will. And that can be anything from I will complete the 5x5 checklist every day for a month. Whatever consistent action you're going to take, be committed to it. Whatever you're going to do that doesn't rely on feeling like working your business, be intentional. Yeah. Because this may come as a surprise, but I'm not perfect. I have really crappy week. Like last week was not a good work week for me. But guess what I did today? I cleaned my damn office. I got the extra boxes that were piled here out of here. I put my stuff away in my office space, not my desk. We're going to work on that. There's just bars everywhere. But my office is clean and I feel a weight off. And I honestly feel like that was a big part of, I'm talking about feelings, why I didn't work well last week. Because I didn't want to come in here. It was a space and a place that I did not want to be. But I let my feelings get in the way. Ew, boo, hiss. Don't do that. Don't be me. Don't rely on your feelings. Walk into your office anyway. Walk into your workspace. Do it anyway. Take that action. And when you see the results from that action, that's going to give you a little serotonin boost. No, not serotonin. No, what's the happy? Is that one? Serotonin? Endorphin? Endorphin, I saw you eat mouth it, Edie. Endorphin boost. And then it'll inspire you to keep taking action. Yeah? Hopefully. But I want you guys to know, I also need to be held accountable for not relying on my dang feelings. Because they're going to ebb and flow. As with every woman specifically, throughout our cycle, our feelings ebb and flow. Our hormones change. We cannot let our bodies flow affect how we work, right? We can give ourselves more grace in times where we need rest, or maybe our words aren't working well. We can do other things to work our businesses with intent without relying on our feelings. Yeah. So does anybody have a fill in the blank they want to share? Instead of relying on feeling like working my business, I will walk into my office and get the damn thing done. Use my checklist. Use my 90-day goal challenge. Use my planner. I have a really cool new planner and I keep forgetting to use it because it was piled under stuff in my office. But we're working on that. Baby steps.
Go through my inventory totes and get myself ready for market.
Yes, girl. Yes. Brandy said in the comments, she's going to create a schedule that will include stretching, right, Brandy? Yeah, foam roll. Get that shit rolled out. And it's wild. When you ensure that you get enough sleep, that you are moving your body, that you are fueling your body. Personally, I've noticed my brain power increase. So I just need to remember to keep doing those things, right? Because then I'll feel so good, but I will also take action because I don't rely on my feelings. She said to herself very loudly.
My other thing will be stop drinking coffee after 8 o'clock at night so I can go to bed early too.
Maybe stop drinking coffee after 2 p.m. in the afternoon, Amanda.
No.
I'm just kidding. No judgment. No judgment. That was rude of me. I did not mean it to be.
But
8 p.m.
the next 3 days is excusable though.
Yeah, for sure. No, you definitely have an excuse. My mom can drink a whole pot of coffee throughout the day. She can drink it right before bed and still sleep. She's nuts.
Girl, I drink 2 pots of coffee a day.
Dude, my mom probably does too, if I'm being honest.
I drink, and what's even worse, my full-time job, we have a K-cup machine in our office. I probably buy K-cups twice a week because that's how much I go through.
Dang, girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of K-cups. Brandy said that she feels like she's always on the phone and computer, so making a schedule to add little pieces of business into her day is probably going to be really beneficial. Yeah. And just having those tasks, right? Using that 90-day goal challenge, if it's daunting to make a big schedule, Brandy, just do it the night before the next day, right? Right, the 3 things that you need to get accomplished the next day. Just start with 3 things. Yeah, you can have a running list of shit to do. I'm sorry, I'm swearing a lot today. You can have a running list of things to do. But if you focus on those 3 things, you get those done. And if you have extra time, go to the running list. Yeah.
And an idea with the 3 things, put your 3 top main things on a list or on a sticky note and stick it on your nightstand. So first thing in the morning, instead of grabbing your phone, you see it, or stick it on top of your phone before you grab your phone.
That is an idea. Listen, I work out very first thing in the morning. I don't do anything else. So if you work up and get straight to work, use Amanda's idea. It's a really good one. Cool. Well, we have about 9 minutes left. Is there anything that you are hoping to see in your business coming up? Maybe with the new catalog, maybe you've got somebody who is potentially joining and that's maybe going to light a fire. Maybe you're thinking about how you can live the recruiting lifestyle like we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Y'all can plan on not buying a flamingo warmer because I'm buying all of them on the 1st.
Listen,
I think between me and Ashley,
Ashley, yeah.
Oh, we're gonna fight over these.
Brandy said she already has a few flamingo orders to place, so you're gonna need to spare a couple for Brandy.
They're all sold.
Dudes, I am excited about this catalog. It is going to be, it's just wonderful. Like the vibes just from the cover alone, it's so good. And I think the scents that we've got are, yes, booking scent mixers. The scents that we've got are amazing. The new warmers are beautiful, and they're showstoppers, right? They're like, what's the word I'm looking for? They're showcase pieces. Is that, you know?
Ariel, to me, they're statements.
That's the one.
You have the flamingo, which is the fun side.
Yeah.
To I've had a couple of customers really this warmer of the month. They're like, I really like it for the outdoors look. And when we were in Phoenix and I knew that was coming out, the lantern, I don't even know what the name of it is. I'm like, oh, well, yeah, you know, you don't want to say don't get it, but she said it herself. I feel like there's something better to come to put outside with having summer parties and having the fragrance at the table. And I'm like, well, if you feel that way and inside I just want to scream, yes, I think this is what you're looking for, rather than settling for something.
Yep.
It's the look you want on your patio and in your space. Yep. So
statement was definitely the word I was going for.
They are all statements to me. Yeah. I mean, they're all statements.
Yeah. I'm just really excited. This vibe. And, you know, honestly, I know a couple of people have felt this as well, but I feel the shift happening with the excitement and the energy starting to build. And I know a lot of you have said that your teams are slow going. But how can you help that shift? How can you start bringing excitement into it? Is it maybe that you personally need to just outwardly show excitement? Because I think oftentimes our teams subconsciously mimic what we're doing and how we're feeling. And so it's just making that an intentional presence too.
I just looked at something we might also want to focus on next week because I was looking at my notes from World Tour. March 1st, Dobby's coming.
Is he coming on the 1st?
March 1st, that's what I have.
I know her name, Dobby.
Hold on. Those sneaks do not.
That's what I got written down.
Oh, no, it is. It is. See? Check that out. All right.
Yeah, we
it.
totally missed that one.
Dobby. Dobby is a free elf.
Because I was gonna say March 1st is Dobby, the 13th is Batman. The Bring Back My Bundles is early access on March 13th.
Uh-huh.
The 20th through the 24th is the Enliven the Senses in March. March 20th is early Father's Day. And that's all I got for March. Oh, and March 6th is the Easter collection.
Yeah. And if you guys haven't smelled that yet, I just got mine in this weekend. Like the Mandarin Zest is okay, and then the pink fluffle butt or whatever it's called, pink berry fluff. That one's pretty good, but violet spun sugar, surprising.
Surprising.
Yeah, it's called pink berry fluff, not pink fluffle butt. Although if you want to name it, you know what? Tell your customers that's what it's called. I probably will. It's good. Anyway, okay, so this is awesome. Let's start really encouraging people to attend the booking blitz tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Like I said, the rundown will be, we'll spend a couple minutes talking about how to ask people, and maybe while we're promoting it for tomorrow, say, hey, get your list of people you want to ask so that they can have their list ready. And then we can go over what to say, how to say it, and the different types of parties we can offer so that it doesn't feel like you can only do one kind of party, right? Oh, Brandy, you have comments. This is her season. Yes, it is. She always does so well with spring and summer because it's her jam, it's favorite catalog. She hasn't shared Dobby yet because she's not happy with February. Ooh, such an important reminder. If you are not happy with where your month is, focus on that month, right? Yeah. Sell what's available today. SWAT. It's another fun acronym. We're all about the acronyms, tacos and SWAT. Okay. And then we'll maybe after tomorrow night's booking blitz, we'll start talking. I'll start the conversation in the tribe about the taco night, because I don't want to take away from the booking blitz energy. Is everyone cool with that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Amanda.
Yes, cool with that. And also I forgot to mention March 6th is the Epcot bars also. The Sunkissed citrus flower, and I didn't write down the rest of them.
Yeah, they were
Sorry.
awful. I mean, I love that we have them.
Put it this way, when I went to Detroit, by the time I got up to go smell all the wax bars, there was no fragrance left to smell.
So they were supposed to be Whitney had to hop off. Oh, Ariel. Yes, I smelled them at Leadership in Mexico. And because I don't think they were actually at World Tour. I think they just had plain wax poured in bars for those and the Mother's Day collection or the Father's Day collection or all of them. They didn't have actual fragrance in those bars. They were taped closed because they hadn't been finalized yet. So it wasn't you. It was that there was no fragrance in them.
Okay.
So I smelled them at Leadership in Cancun. And they were just okay, but I am not a huge floral gal. That's not my jam. And so it was just, yeah. So, but I love that is an option. And that we get to have Epcot on there. And I think one of my takeaways from that was that the Scentsy and Disney logos, I think they were the same size on the bar. So I'll see if I can find the details that we had on that from Leadership. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. But thank you guys for your time tonight. I really appreciate you. And thank you for being vulnerable and open and willing to talk about hard things and being willing to figure out how to also move forward. You're wonderful. This replay will be available. If you have any lead and above, this replay will be available in the email that I send out sometime this week. Okay, I love it. You guys are wonderful. Have an awesome night. Bye, friends.